bowl of gumbo.
It was a $93 tab, and he tipped $2,000.
He tipped, $2,000. The owner, bartender, chef at a restaurant in Connecticut Avenue said they were shocked when the patron left $2,000 on a $93 bill. And he owns the 4-year-old restaurant. This guy's it's called the Old Chub Scotch. Wait, sorry about that. Oh, man. I just totally blew my story again, but that's okay.
That was the beer he liked.
Yeah, he loves the Old Chub. Don't you love Old Chubs? LemonParty.org. Good God.
I mean, $93 to begin with if all you're getting is gumbo. I mean,
no, that was his tab for him and his friend. They had a couple bowls of gumbo, some fried chicken, some drinks.
Yeah, there was a full meal. I mean,
it wasn't just a bowl of gumbo. I thought that same thing, and I had to dig a little
further.
But
he loves gumbo so much that he was willing to throw down big money on it.
But apparently he was talking to the chef, and the chef, this guy apparently goes in there every week, and the chef is aware of the affinity that this guy has for his gumbo to the point where, the chef told him flat out, let me know next time you're going to come in here, and I'm going to make that particular gumbo that you like just for when you come in. So I think that had a lot to do with why he gave him the tip. But that's a hell of a lot of money to be paying for this, for this food that you love so much. I mean, I love me some gumbo. Don't get me wrong, but I don't love it to the tune of $2,100 combined.
Well, the guy ended up giving $1,000 of it to the chef, who's has the rapport with, and then the rest of the money was split between the bartender and the owner. Which, realistically, how are you going to give? I guess it's. Well, I guess you could give it because there's no really waitresses there. It's kind of just the bartender who end up serving you the food there, kind of thing. So, I think that's pretty awesome. When people with a good amount of money ended up throwing it the way of somebody who's working their way through life. Good stuff. Yeah.
Delta in the news right now, and this time not for pissing off their passengers. Delta, from what I've heard from people that have been flying it lately, they have kind of renewed their efforts to be a better airline. This is what I've heard from a lot of people that have been flying, how they've been pleasantly surprised by the way they've been treated. I used to despise this airline so much when I flew a lot more regularly that if I knew that there was a way to avoid flying Delta, I would, because first of all, you'd always have the layovers in Atlanta, which I hate that airport.
That's where their hub's at.
And so many times when I flew with them, my plane would be delayed. I'd have issues. Well, in this particular story, this plane was delayed, but they were stuck due to weather.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta, of course. And the crew, in an effort to make it up to these passengers that were becoming impatient and kind of fatigued by everything, decided to order the entire airplane pizza.
That's awesome.
Which I think is pretty cool. Now, granted, it was Pizza Hut pizza, so it was... But, hey, I mean...
never mind. I take my statement back then. Hey, at least it wasn't a $32 pizza from down the street.
Oh, yes. Well, only you would be dumb enough to pay that, but...
I was drunk and hungry. And it was good pizza.
Oh, yeah, it is good.
You mean the $40 pizza that you had?
It was $32.
Damn.
You know what's funny about that is I actually thought about you with that the other day because Andy and I went by there on Saturday. We're actually friends with the guy that owns the place.
Did you punch him in the mouth?
And they give us, every time Andy and I go in there, they give us free food.
Sucks for you, nerd.
We went in there.
He was with me. Why didn't you pull that?
He wasn't there. Oh. But we went in there the other day. We both ordered, each ordered a slice of pizza. And then as we sat down to eat it, his wife was back in the kitchen area back there.
She hot?
She's actually pretty cute. Yeah,
yeah,
Albanian woman. And she wound up making a little custom dish for us. It was some like chicken cutlet, lightly breaded with some pesto, homemade pesto sauce on it, and it was brilliant. Didn't ask for it. He's giving us free waters every time we go to leave. He gives us free drinks. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what you were doing wrong, but you must have been mean.
You were with me.
How much is that pizza you spent again?
$32.
And how much did you spend, Ben?
$8.
All right, cue the Hulk music, but I don't have it up because we played it way too many times last episode. But cue the Hulk music, folks, in your minds.
Like I said, Ben was with me. He should have pulled out that.
The guy wasn't there that day. When they have the kids working there, they don't know any better. But no, but big ups to Delta for that. I think that's a pretty cool gesture.
That is pretty awesome.
When you're sitting around and you're stuck on a plane, it's a frustrating
I'd be pissed.
thing.
I can't stand that.
Oh, I can't either.
Oh.
So, hey, it's going to make it up a little bit to you.
Well, you heard what they did with with Lord Cheese one day. It was about a year or two ago. He was flying, and he ended up missing his flyer. Somehow they screwed him over, and he hashtagged it on Facebook or something, and that he was pissed off with him. He gets to his next stop, and I believe it was in Atlanta, a layover, and coming off the plane, before he even walked up the gangplank to the actual airport, right outside the plane door, there was a guy there with a sign with his name on it. Pulled him aside, took him down the steps.
Mr. Moon made of cheese.
Took him down the steps and into a brand new Porsche SUV. Drove him across the airport to the other side where he needed to go to the Sky Club or whatever the Delta Club is. Walked him upstairs, had a reserved seat for him at the club, and had a drink ready for him pretty much when he got there.
See, it's the power of social media when you hashtag something. And when you talk about a guy like Stacy who flies as much as he does.
Yeah.
Those are not the kind of customers that you want to tick off. But
hell no.
But Delta, it seems like they're really making a genuine effort to try to improve their customer service, and good on them. I remember having planes delayed in the past with them years ago, and you'd go to say something about it, and they just look at you like, well, sucks to be you.
I've said this for years when it's the Walmart effect. You have companies like Walmart that you can't compete with Walmart on price alone. You're never going to do it. So you have two distinct set of customers now. You have a Walmart shopper, and then you have the non-Walmart shopper. And those people are the ones that want the good customer service. Publix is a great example of that. For y'all who don't know what Publix is, it's a local grocery store chain here.
It's like Piggly Wiggly's if you're up north.
Yeah.
It's,
Kroger or something like that. But it's a fantastic grocery store chain. And they pride themselves on having excellent customer service. And if you ask where something is, they don't tell you which aisle it is.
They walk you to it.
And they basically grab it off the shelf and hand it to you. They have excellent customer service, and that's how they're able to compete against Walmart. And, the same thing you have with, you see these self-service kiosks going in everywhere, the self-checkouts things.
Yep.
And companies, that was a great thing. That was a way for companies to try to compete with price on Walmart is to offer, low staffing needs like that. But what you're seeing they're starting to do is they're taking that savings down. They're putting it back in the back end of customer service to give that great experience. It's all about the effortless experience.
When you look at marketing surveys time and time again, and I've worked for various companies where we've done this, price tends to not be the number one thing that people want. It's service.
Absolutely.
And people are willing to pay a little bit more if they're being treated in the proper way.
Absolutely.
I do all the time. I mean, if I go to a restaurant and, just as a prime example, if I go to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress is being, kind of slack, I'm not going to tip them very well. But if that waitress is coming back, making sure everything's okay, refilling the drinks, doing kind of going above and beyond, I'm going to tip the hell out of that girl, because next time I go in that restaurant, she's going to look at me and go, oh, there's that guy. I'm going to go and I'm going to hook him up, and I'm going to get the same, if not better, service. And they take care of you that way, and that's just a basic example.
Yeah, this Delta thing is a prime example of that shift that we're going to see. You're going to see a lot of, and to your point, the restaurants, you're seeing a lot of people wanting to go to the mom and pop restaurants again. The chain restaurants are not getting that because they don't have the quality, they don't have the customer service that you're going to get.
Yeah, the mom and pop restaurants, the little bars. The ESB today opened 2 hours early because some customers just happened to show up. So I served them. I served them all the way up until 4 o'clock. So just to make sure they had a damn good time, and they're going to go and they're going to be like, wow, we had a good time at this little place, and tell a bunch of other people. And it's word of mouth, and Delta is stepping the F up. And they finally started realizing that the customer service is going to be the key to keep their company moving.
I mean, it's one of the reasons why I love living down here at Ybor, is because you don't have the chain restaurants for the most part. You have a handful of them.
You get your first 7-Eleven.
You got like the B-Dubs and places like that. But for the most part, Acropolis I wouldn't call. I'd still say that that's a smaller scale restaurant.
It is. It's not a huge chain, but it's getting up there quick.
You've got
Acropolis.
What do you have, like 4 or 5 of them? I mean,
they're all over now.
Till they throw napkins in your drink. Oh, good stuff.
I love me some Acropolis, though. Now, I mean, a place like that makes me want to eat and then eat some more. But this particular story, you would think you go to eat this, it's going to make you want to eat the whole menu after this. I can't talk today.
Well, as a hearty Jewish male, I mean, what does the word lox mean to you?
Oh, it means a crappy tasting fish that you put on your matzah. Or
don't you say? Oh yeah, you are. Oh, yeah, you Christmas tree. And I'm a big fan of smoked salmon. I'm a big, huge fan of smoked salmon. Now I think I'm a bigger fan, guys, because we have THC infused smoked salmon.
And where is this? In Colorado, I'm assuming.
Washington?
Yeah, Denver. Rosenberg's Bagel in Denver. So they're infusing. They're literally taking like they're doing. They're baking the marijuana in, most likely in a substance, butter, oil, whichever, and then they're extracting the THC from that, and then they're adding it per measurement. They're measuring the THC after they calculate how much is in there, and they're adding it to the smoked salmon, coating it, and then smoking it. And oh my gosh, this looks so good.
While you're talking about Denver, a shout out to Jesus Julio, who is in Colorado right now, in fact, who sent us some rather beautiful pictures from a dispensary.
Allegedly.
Well, no, it's legal, so we don't have to say allegedly.
Not even allegedly. He was smoking like crazy over there. I wish I had some of that. Oh, yeah, I should have tried some. Oh, man. Didn't try anything, actually. Just saying there.
Some good salmon?
Very good salmon. It was very good. It's called Trainwreck. It's very, very good salmon.
I'm aware that our good buddy Lord Cheese has been listening from the litany of text messages that he
insists thanks, because the table's been vibrating, and I hear it on the mic every time.
Repeatedly. Thanks. But, it's everyone's favorite time of year in Gloucester, England, which apparently is right down the road from where Lord Cheese's brother, Steve, lives. Steve and Imo. And
it's easy to find on a map. Just look for the cankles.
But, yeah, apparently every year in Gloucester, you have this cheese rolling contest. It's basically a bunch of British people rolling rolling cheese down a hill.
Did you watch the video of that?
Yeah, and then them
crazy.
precariously running after said cheese at top speed, going 45-degree angles south, in elevation, and possibly causing death and life and limb dismemberment and craziness.
Did you say south in elevation?
Yes, I did say that.
Now, since it is a cheese rolling competition, could we not just take Stacy with us and roll him down the hill?
You could put him in a big old tire. That'd be cool.
And it'd still be a cheese rolling contest, right?
But little will he know, on the top of the tire, there'll be a bag of pee-pee with tacks on the end of it, just taped lightly. So, until he starts rolling really fast, it'll get all over him.
I think we did a cheese rolling event right before the bachelor party, actually. We put him in a blow-up thing. We played bubble soccer, and he got rolled around quite a bit.
That is true. I mean, with his density, you could get some major momentum.
Hear that, Lord Cheese? You're dense.
You could get some major momentum rolling down the hill with that particular, piece of cheese.
Have you seen the big balls like that you can get into? Like those big blow-up balls you can get into that you roll down? Oh, my God, dude. Those things are crazy. But there's a lot of times they're doing now is they're putting, like, water in there.
Yeah, so it's like a slip and slide that you roll down. Yeah, that looks awesome.
Oh, my God, dude. That's insanity. We need to play bubble soccer again. I want to get in on that. That looked like a lot of fun.
Trust me, you don't want
it. It was brutal.
Dude, I could play some brutal shit.
It was 60 degrees outside, and it was 140 in those balls.
Well placed.
Those were some hot, sweaty balls.
All right,
my balls were hot and sweaty in those sweaty balls.
Next winter, let's try to arrange something because that looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was smart enough to get there earlier than everyone else and chug a bunch of Caleb's beer before getting in those balls.
You're such an asshole. He got there. He showed up about an hour early and said, "Let's drink." So we had about 3 beers before everybody else showed up, and then go run around.
God, 3 beers! You're like making like that's like the worst thing in the world. You got 3 beers.
No,
that's before everyone else showed up.
Yeah,
and then everybody showed up. We had more, and then went and ran around and just got beat the crap out of.
Did anyone toss it?
No, but I think most people gave up after you. I think most of us only did about 5 minutes at a time, and then had.
No, I played almost the entire game.
Yeah, but you were playing goalie.
I switched. Hey, I was giving it my all in front of that net. I was dropping to my knees, making saves.
He drops to his knees really fast when somebody's running out of the balls.
So you're in balls, dropping a knee to stop balls
from people with balls.
Yeah, wow.
It's almost like Chatterbait.
Chatterbait.com. Anyways, Chatterbait.com.
What are they? Did you contact them about a sponsorship?
I think we should try, but we need to get that chick, the blonde chick, on the radio.
Yeah.
She's pretty interesting.
But when you're drinking and you're playing, when you're drinking and playing that bubble soccer, you're not feeling it.
Oops,
right? You're not feeling the pain.
I laughed and it came out.
And then when you, 2 days later, when you get up,
I took
the bumps
2 aspirin
and bruises.
And 2 Aleve before we even went out that night.
Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. And then, of course, the marathon drinking from the bachelor party after that. But
and hold on, and the 4.5 mile walk home.
Oh, that was you chose that.
Yeah, that was a self-inflicted thing because you didn't feel like waiting for an Uber or whatever you were waiting for.
It didn't know where I was.
You should have called Lyft.
I don't have Lyft. All I have is Uber.
Well, you had
Uber didn't know where I was. And I was trying to prove a point, damn it.
Jersey man named Bacon is accused of assaulting and getting